House of the Dragon. Stars break silence on Alicent and Rhaenyra's romance, what they finally revealed. Whispers have echoed through the halls of the Red Keep for years. Was there more between Alicent Hightower and Rhaenyra Targaryen than just friendship or rivalry? Welcome to the channel. Subscribe if you love House of the Dragon, Game of Thrones, and deep dives into Westerosi lore. Let's begin. Fans have speculated, theories have gone viral, and now, the stars of House of the Dragon are finally breaking their silence. For the first time, the actors behind Westeros' most tragic and complicated duo are revealing the truth behind those lingering glances, the intimate gestures, and the emotional devastation that shattered their bond. Was there a romance? Was it love? Or was it just pain dressed in memory? Today, we break it all down. This is a deep dive into the Alicent and Rhaenyra romance revelation, what the actors said, how it changes everything, and what it means for the future of House of the Dragon. Let's get into it. The friendship that defined a generation. Before they were enemies, before dragons took flight and the realm split in two, Rhaenyra and Alicent were just two girls growing up in the Red Keep. Rhaenyra, the bold, defiant daughter of King Viserys. Alicent, the dutiful, soft-spoken daughter of Otto Hightower, the Hand of the King. Their bond was instant and intimate. They read together under the godswood. They whispered secrets. They laughed like sisters, or perhaps, something even deeper. From the very first episodes of House of the Dragon, fans noticed it. The way they looked at each other. The small, lingering touches. The hesitation in their voices when others spoke of marriage. Many viewers, especially LGBTQ+ fans, felt a spark. A connection that transcended platonic friendship. And now, the actors behind these iconic roles are confirming what we all felt. What the actors finally said. In a recent press interview that set the fandom ablaze, House of the Dragon stars Emily Carey, young Alicent, and Millie Alcock, young Rhaenyra, addressed the question directly. Was there a romantic tension between Alicent and Rhaenyra? Emily Carey didn't hesitate. She said, "Yes, 100%. That's how I played it. Millie and I spoke about it from the beginning. We leaned into it in our performances because it added emotional depth and realism." Millie Alcock echoed the sentiment, adding, "There was love there. I don't know if they knew what it meant. But it was there, unspoken, repressed, tragic." Their honesty stunned fans. For so long, the subtext was debated, but now, it's canon through performance, and it redefines how we watch the show. Queer representation in Westeros. Let's be clear, Westeros has not been a safe or welcoming world for queer love stories. From Game of Thrones to House of the Dragon, most LGBTQ+ characters suffer tragic fates. Renly Baratheon, Loras Tyrell, Laenor Velaryon. So when fans saw even a hint of tenderness and longing between Alicent and Rhaenyra, it mattered. For many, it was a mirror, a moment of identification in a brutal, patriarchal world. The actresses themselves understood this. Emily Carey, who is openly queer in real life, said, "I've had fans message me saying they felt seen. That alone made it worth it. It wasn't just drama, it was representation, however subtle, however doomed." And now, with the actors' confirmation, the bond between Alicent and Rhaenyra becomes more than memory. It becomes a love story, of what could have been. Re-examining the early episodes. Let's rewind the clock. With new context from the actors, let's revisit some key Alicent-Rhaenyra scenes, moments now filled with unspoken tension. Episode 1. Alicent fixes Rhaenyra's dress, touches her hand gently, and says, "You'll be a wonderful queen." Look again. There's a softness in her eyes that's hard to miss. Episode 2. When Rhaenyra finds out Alicent is marrying her father, she's not just angry, she's heartbroken. She feels betrayed in a way deeper than politics. Episode 4. Their conversation in the Sept, after Daemon's scandal, reveals layers of yearning and regret. Rhaenyra says, "Do you not believe me?" Alicent answers, "I want to." There is always a pull between them, even as the war begins to stir. These moments aren't just about friendship, they're about loss, desire, and the pain of what might have been. What went wrong? The love that died. As the years pass in House of the Dragon, Rhaenyra and Alicent's relationship crumbles. Not because of betrayal alone, but because their lives were forced down separate paths, by duty, by patriarchy, by manipulation. Alicent becomes queen, marrying Viserys and birthing his heirs. Rhaenyra becomes heir to the throne, and enters a world of political resistance. Their loyalties are split, their trust is broken, but beneath the surface, there's something deeper: grief. Grief for the friendship they lost. Grief for the love they never named. And as the war begins, the dance of the dragons, both women seem haunted by what they once shared. This isn't just a political rivalry. It's a heartbreak story, played out on a battlefield. The shocking scene that almost happened. In interviews, Emily Carey also revealed something that stunned fans. There was a scene written that was even more explicit. A moment of closeness that leaned heavily into the romantic subtext. But it was ultimately cut from the final script. Why was it cut? We may never know. Some say it was pacing. Others believe it was a creative decision to leave things open to interpretation. But the fact that it existed at all shows that the writers and actors knew what was there. It wasn't an accident, and that makes the tragedy all the more real. What the showrunners have said. Ryan Condal and Miguel Sapochnik, co-showrunners of House of the Dragon, have remained largely silent about a romance between Alicent and Rhaenyra. In official interviews, they emphasize, it's about love and loss, but also about power. These women were pushed into impossible roles. Still, they allowed the actors the freedom to explore the emotional depth of their characters. And when fans noticed the romantic tension, the showrunners didn't deny it. Instead, they let the subtext breathe. But now, with the actors confirming that romance was part of their intent, we can finally say the quiet part out loud. Alicent and Rhaenyra's love was real, even if it was never named. The modern impact. Fandom explodes. The internet responded immediately after the actors' statements. Hashtags like #Relicent, #Rhaenyra and Alicent, and #House of the Gays trended on Twitter and TikTok. Fan edits exploded. Cosplayers recreated key scenes. Writers published hundreds of fanfics overnight, reimagining a world where love triumphed over politics. One fan tweeted, "They didn't need to kiss. You could feel the heartbreak in every scene." And now the actors have confirmed what we all saw: it was love. For many LGBTQ+ fans, it was vindication. Proof that their readings of the show weren't fantasy, but rooted in artistic truth. Would their love have changed the world? Let's ask the ultimate question. If Alicent and Rhaenyra had been allowed to love openly, without shame or interference, would the dance of the dragons have ever happened? Would Westeros have been spared a war? Would their children have grown up as siblings, not enemies? It's a heartbreaking what if. Because instead of uniting the realm, Alicent and Rhaenyra became symbols of division. Their love, repressed and shattered, became the kindling that sparked a civil war. In a world ruled by men, where love is duty and loyalty is a weapon, their romance never stood a chance. But in the ashes, we can still see what it might have been: a different kind of reign. What this means for future seasons. With Season 2 of House of the Dragon on the horizon, fans are wondering, will the adult versions of Alicent and Rhaenyra, played by Olivia Cooke and Emma Darcy, explore this romantic subtext further? So far, both actors have praised the complexity of their characters' bond. Olivia Cooke said, "There's a deep history there. It's not just rivalry, it's layered, it's painful." Emma Darcy added, "Rhaenyra mourns something she can't even name. It's not just the loss of friendship. It's the loss of a part of herself." Whether the romance is ever shown explicitly remains to be seen. But the emotional residue of it is everywhere in their performances. And now that the secret is out, the tension may only grow stronger. Conclusion. A love that never stood a chance. In a world of dragons, fire, and ambition, the quietest stories can be the most devastating. Rhaenyra and Alicent weren't just rivals. They were once everything to each other. Friends, soulmates, lovers, perhaps not in body, but in heart. And as the realm fell into chaos, it wasn't just crowns that were shattered. It was a love that dared not speak its name. Now, thanks to Emily Carey and Millie Alcock, we know the truth. Their performances were rooted in love. Not fantasy, not fanfiction, but real, intentional emotion. And in that truth, we find not just tragedy, but validation. What do you think? Was their love real? Should it have been more than subtext? Could it have saved the realm? Let us know in the comments. And if this story moved you, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more deep dives into the world of House of the Dragon. Because sometimes, the greatest stories are the ones we were never allowed to see.